Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Tom and this is Tom's Toys 95. I am a video game collector, and in this episode I am going to go through this big stack of games in front of me that I purchased from the UK video game retailer Game. Now at the moment they have a 50% off on all pre-owned games. Now when I spoke to the manager, he basically said to me that the Sports Direct stores are no longer going to be dealing with pre-owned games, and they're having a new till system, and all of the brick and mortar game stores as well as the Sports Direct stores will be having the same system across the board. Therefore they need to clear out their pre-owned stock, and the 3 for 2 sale, which I did a video on not too long ago where I went in and got a lot of the 3 for 2 games, that didn't work and they didn't shift the stock quick enough. Now unfortunately when I went in, it was slim pickings. There was a lot there, but the good games had gone, which was to be expected. Of course that's going to happen, so I've gone in and got the sort of medium games, the games where there's profit to be made. There's some good games to add to my own collection, as well as some that I'm going to flip on eBay for a profit. I'll also throw some screenshots of either eBay or CEX just to give you an idea of how much the game is actually worth in today's market. Most of the games, or at least the PlayStation games, will be going in my collection. Some of the Switch games will go in my collection too, and mainly the Xbox, and some of the Switch will be sold and some of the PlayStation ones will be sold as well. I'm not going to be making profit or loads of money off all of the games. As I say, I'm a reseller and a collector in my other videos, so I like to collect games just as much as I like to resell them, and the ones I do resell, any profit I make usually goes back into my collection anyway. So all of the games behind me are my own personal collection, and none of this is for sale on eBay, and this is just how I afford to get my collection. But without further ado, let's check the footage out and then let's get into the games. So there's 26 games that I picked up in total, and it was over 2 trips. I went in on Friday, and then I had the bank holiday weekend, and I went in again on Tuesday. And on Tuesday I was expecting it to be completely bare and completely raided, and surprisingly there was loads of games left, and most of the games that I was umming and ahhing over on Friday, and I also didn't want to spend too much on Friday, had some good eBay sales over the weekend, so I had a bit more money, hence why I went back Tuesday. And they were still there were still lots of good games, so I picked those up on the second trip. Some of the more popular titles had gone, but there was still the same amount of games pretty much on the shelf. It looked like, unless they put more out, it looked like it hadn't been condensed very much. So I was surprised that they had a whole weekend and the bank holiday weekend and they still hadn't sold much more than what it was on Friday. So I may even pop in again at some point, but I think I've got enough, and I think I've got the games that I'm happy with and what games I want. A lot of the games I don't know the genres, I've not played them before, so I don't know how they play or what they're like. There's quite a lot of popular titles in here which I just haven't got around to playing yet, and then there's a lot of indie stuff on the Switch, so I'm not going to dwell too much on what the game is. I'm just going to show you what I picked up and roughly how much I paid, and as I said before, I'll pop on screen the figures. So the first game is 88 Heroes on the Nintendo Switch. This was £7.50. Then we've got The Last Kids on Earth and the Staff of Doom. This is based off a Netflix program, and that was £12.99, so that also cost me £6.50. And Hello Neighbour 2. Now they had Hello Neighbour and Hide and Seek as well as this one, and they were all good prices, but there wasn't really enough profit in 1 and 2, or 1 and Hide and Seek, sorry, to to justify buying all three. This one sells for around about £18, and I picked this one up for about £10.50, so there's some profit to be had. Now, I would keep these games, and me and my girlfriend were excited to check out Hello Neighbour, and we played it once and it was awful. We really could not get into it at all. Shout out to Retrohead, who's one of my first subscribers and comments on some of my videos. I picked this up on the PS4 not too long ago, and he commented and said it's a really good game, so I may check this out before I sell it or add it to the collection. But this is Ty the Tasmanian Tiger HD on the Nintendo Switch, so I'm looking forward to giving this one a bash. I've heard good things about it. It got a HD remaster, so it must be quite a good game, so I will check this out at some point. That was only £7.50. Up next we've got God of Rock on the Nintendo Switch. This was only £4.99, quite a unique title. Looks like a rhythm game, so I probably won't check that one out. That'll probably be for the sale pile. Might give this one my girlfriend to play. This one's called Ooblets, and I quite like these Switch games because some of them have little bonus items in. So this has a nice little map of the town, and there's 3 postcards in there as well, which is pretty cool. I like it when they throw in some random stuff, some stickers and postcards and maps and stuff, especially in the Switch games, because the cases are so small, they're really cute, whereas obviously in the PS4 or Xbox, they're standard size maps, whereas in there you get like a little small one. Signalis, I think it's called, on the Nintendo Switch, £17.99, so this would have only cost me £9. Not really heard of this one, although I did look this up on eBay in the shop, and there was one listed at £50 sealed, which obviously it's not worth £50, but one sold I think for £20, so I paid £9, so if I can get £20 for that I'll be very happy. Another one that's probably for the sale pile is Close to the Sun, although again this does look pretty cool, so I might give this a shot. This one does include bonus stickers, which unfortunately are not inside, which is a shame. If anyone's played this game, let me know. It looks quite interesting. That was £7.50. This one's from my own collection. This is Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. This was £32.99, so I believe this would have been about, I'm going to have to do quick math now, about £16.50, something like that. So £16.50 for a Pokemon game. Can't really complain with that. I think this sells for about £20–25. So £16.50 is a good deal for that. I think I pre-ordered it when it came out, played it briefly, and then I sold it. I wanted the bonus items, and those sort of sold on eBay, so I haven't actually got around to properly playing this game, so I will give this a shot at some point. This is one that I want to keep for my own collection. This is Hotline Miami collection on the Nintendo Switch. This was £6.50, which is an absolute bargain. I played Hotline Miami on the PS3, I think it was, and the PS Vita some 10 years ago. So this has Hotline Miami 1 and 2, so I'm excited to give that a blash at some point. Monster Hunter Rise, I have the steelbook for this, so I might keep this for the collection and add it with it. This was only £4.99. One I checked out actually on the PS4 not too long ago, Journey to the Savage Planet. This is quite a cool game. Don't really know what else to say on it other than it's just another one of those space games, exploration games, killing enemies, collecting resources, kind of like an RPG game. I didn't get too far into it, so trouble is I've got it on PS4 downloaded, so I can't see this being any better. The frame rate will probably be a lot worse on the Nintendo Switch, so I might add this to the sale pile. But yeah, good game nonetheless. That was only £7.50. So that's all of the Switch games. But then another one as we move on to the Xbox, we've got Alan Wake Remastered. So this was £9. This was originally an Xbox exclusive, and it became multi-platform when they remastered it, and Alan Wake 2 has just come out. As a result, this game has shot up in price because I believe it only got one print run. I'm not sure about the Xbox version, but I know on the PS4 and 5 it got one print run, and Alan Wake 2 is download only, so this is one to look out for. £17.99, paid £9 for that one. F1 Manager 23. Now I am into F1 and I do enjoy watching it. I'm not sure about the management version of the game, whether I would enjoy that or not. For £5, I thought I might give it a try. I do have an Xbox, I just need to find a controller that works, as the one I had did not work. So when I tried to fire it up the other week, I couldn't get it to connect, so I need a new controller. May give that a play, but that was only a £5. This one is also to sell. I may pick this up for the PlayStation for my own collection at some point, but this is the Ultimate Slasher edition of Friday the 13th, and this comes with a really nice poster. That was only £4, and that sells for around about £13 to £14 on eBay. One that I might play before I sell it is Assassin's Creed Mirage. This is the PS4 version, so I believe this is worth a little bit more than the PS5 as it has a PS5 upgrade, so it's essentially 2 games on 1 disc. This was £12.50, which is a bargain. It only came out last year. Quite a small Assassin's Creed game compared to their other ones. I don't think it takes too long to complete, so I might enjoy this one more than some of the others. I really didn't like Valhalla in the sense of it was 120 or 40 hours worth of gameplay. I really enjoyed it for the first 30 hours, and then it just got really boring and repetitive, so hopefully that one doesn't take as long to complete. This one will be a seller because I have it on the PS5, but this is one that I still haven't played yet. I really want to complete the first game first before I move on to this one, and I got stuck somewhere towards the end, so I want to go back and complete that first before I play it. But that is Horizon 2 Forbidden West. Now this is the PS4 version, so it comes with the install disc and the game disc. There's 2 discs in there. Again, I'm going to play the PS5 version at some point. I just don't know when I'm going to have time to get around to it. This one is for the collection. I just picked it up because it was 99p, so it only cost me 50p, and that is Darksiders Genesis. Now this looks like a top-down bird's eye view game, so I assume it's like a spin-off indie game compared to the mainline series. I did check out one of them. I think it was the remastered one on the PS4, and I did quite enjoy it. I don't know if I'll ever get around to playing that, but for 50p, happy to add it to the collection. In 2 minds whether to sell this one. I have completed it and platinumed it in the past. However, because I've platinumed it, I sold it, and I don't really plan on playing it again anytime soon. I am going through part 1 remastered on the PS5, so I'm looking forward to playing the second one again, but I want to play the PS5 version rather than the PS4 version, so I don't know whether to keep this and upgrade it on the disc for £10, I think you can on the store, or whether to just wait until the PS5 version comes down in price and then buy that. But this one resells for around about £15 to £20, and that only cost me £9. This will be for the collection. If I was to resell it, I could probably get about £15 for it because of the cover variant. This was $14.99. I only paid $7.50, and that is Little Big Planet free. Now, I'm a big fan of the Little Big Planet series. When I was younger, I collected all of the merchandise. I still have it. It's just at my mum's house, so I need to go pick that up at some point. I might do a video on it going through everything. I don't think the merchandise is really worth anything. It didn't really keep its value as such, but there's some really cool items in there, so I might, if you want to see a video on that, let me know. This one will go in the collection probably because it's a cover variant, but I do have all of the Little Big Planet games already, so I don't know if I'm going to keep or sell. I think the standard version cover goes for around about £8 to £10, and I think this version you can get upwards of 15. Now the next games are all on the PS5. I've heard of them but not played any of them, so actually I've played one. I played the first couple of missions on one of the games, but there's 6 left, so let's get into those ones. So never heard of this game or properly played it. This is Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Couldn't tell you. It looks Japanesey. It says lone military soldier amidst the nightmare of war and fantasy in a deathly struggle rooted in the warring 3 kingdoms. So I don't know whether this will be a play or a sell, but this had a $24.99 tag on it, so I paid £12.50, and I believe this one sells for around about 20, so that one might be in the sell pile. But again, if there's any games that I'm going to put in the sell pile that you think I should check out, then please leave a comment below, and I might play them before I sell them. This is the game I couldn't really get into. There was a lot of like puzzle aspects at the start of the game, if you can say puzzles, I don't know. There's a lot of just walking around and doing random stuff and like sneaking, and I was expecting to be a bit more action orientated than it was. It's a really slow start, at least for me anyway, and that is the Callisto Protocol. Now heard and expected really good things from this game when it was released, and I don't think it went down all that well so I don't know if there'll ever be a sequel, but this was only £4.99, so I paid £2.50 for this game, so I might keep this in the collection. I don't think it's worth much more to sell, so for £2.50, happy to add that one in the collection. I do need to play it a bit more. Let me know if it gets better, but I didn't like the beginning. I like the bit when you break out of prison and you're killing loads of bad guys and monsters and stuff, and you're stamping on their head. It's really gory and pretty cool. And then you just start sneaking around and collecting stuff, and it just got really boring really quick, so I haven't gone back to it. This is a game where, again, I tried to play it, started it, got a few missions in, or a few, maybe half an hour into it, and it actually glitched on me, so I had to restart the save. And that is Madison, the Possessed Edition. Now, I love the PSVR 2, and it's just come out on that, but there's no way in hell's chance that I am playing that on PSVR 2. What I really like about this version is it's the Possessed Edition, so it comes with some cool stuff. So even though it's pre-owned, it's all still included. So you've got two photo prints, two Fujifilm photo prints in there. Then you've got like a little comic book of Madison. Then you've got two postcards, and there's some DLC which is probably used. So that will possibly go in my collection. Now, I think I have the PS4 version of this game with all of the bonus stuff as well, so I probably don't need both, so that might be a seller. But this was £9 as well, £17.99 originally, so I could probably get about 15 to 20 on this one. Up next, one that I do plan on playing, but I don't really like spiders, and I think there's spiders in it, and that is Demon Souls. Let me know if there are spiders in this. I'm pretty sure all the Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, etc. all have spiders in. I didn't like Skyrim for that reason, so I probably will avoid this game. But this was only... I've actually taken the price off. I think that was £19.99, so I think that was a tenner. Now, I remember when this came out, it was like a £60 game. So for £10, I thought I'd give that a bash and maybe add it to the collection. This one looks an interesting game. I remember seeing gameplay for this. I think it's like a 2.5D side-scroller Japanese game, and that is Trek to Yomi. Again, if you played it, let me know if it's any good. I definitely want to give this a bash. It looks like a black and white indie game. I don't know if it's like a full-fledged AAA game or an indie game. I'll have to check that out. But that looks pretty cool. That was selling for around about £20 to £22 on eBay. So for £9, that was a great purchase. And then the last game, I've just recently, in fact, sorry, there's two games. I don't have the other one on me because I'm currently playing it. So the second to last game is Dead Island 2. Now, I've been after that game for a while. I did buy the Carve of the Shark edition from Game in the sale, sealed. But as it was sealed, I didn't want to open it, and it was a collector's edition. So that's gone into my collection. So my plan was to find a pre-owned copy cheap and play it that way. So it was £24.99 in the game sale, and I got that for £12.50. So I was happy to add that to the collection, and I'm currently playing it at the moment. I'm about 15 missions in. I think there's 24 missions in total, it says on the main menu, and I've done about 15 to 16, so I've nearly completed that, and I'm really enjoying it. But this next game is very similar to that. So I bought Dead Island on Friday. Over the weekend I was playing it, enjoyed it, and I went back on Tuesday and I found this game, which is from the same makers as the original Dead Island. I think it's Techland, and this is Dying Light 2. Now, I remember playing Dying Light 1, and I did really enjoy it until it got dark, and then it got a bit scary. So I'm hoping to give this one a bash, and hopefully this is a bit better. Or not as scary now that I've got older. So let's get into this one when I've completed Dead Island 2. So that was £19.99, so only £10. So again, I'll probably add that to the collection, or at least play it before I sell it. But I think this one sells for around about £17. And that is all of the games. I spent £86 on the second trip, and I had a £13 voucher on my app, so it only cost me £72.99. And the first trip I spent £132, so I spent about £215 on all of those games, but they should have been double that, so there's well over £40 worth of games here. So I'll put prices on screen, and you'll be able to see now whether I got a good deal or not. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for looking at the games. And leave any comments below, which is your favourite or any I should check out, and I will catch you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed the haul. See you later.